Islander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an Islander, here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind, and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. Woo! The Islanders, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're going to give it just one more minute while we have more people signing into our Newfoundland happy hour. Welcome, everyone. Super excited to have you here. We've got a few people joining us today. I've got someone special I'll introduce you to in just a moment, but I hope you enjoyed the scenery from Newfoundland, as well as the music that we were piping through. It got me going. It got me excited to really revisit this incredible destination. I have been everywhere in the last couple of years around Canada, and this place, Newfoundland and Labrador. I didn't spend any time in Labrador this time, but it really, really touched my heart. I loved it. We're going to go over some of the housekeeping that most of you already know, but just in case we have any newcomers, and it seems like our numbers are growing all the time, so I am going to just cover a few of those little basic things at the very beginning. So forgive me for those of you who have been here many, many times. I believe we're going on to this is our 22nd happy hour since the beginning of the you know what. I'm not going to say it. There is a chat bar at the top. So thank you for coming today, joining us. Don't forget about the chat bar. Tell me where you're joining us from. Last time we had people from Australia, some from Argentina. So if you're even if you're anywhere in Canada or the United States, please let us know where you're coming from. And if you're joining me for a happy hour beverage, what is your beverage of choice? It can be tea, coffee, it can be something like what I'm having. I'll tell you all about that in just 1 minute. So I can see the numbers are rolling up, and that is so great. We're going to skip to the first slide. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, before we introduce myself, please remember to pay attention, because there are 3 questions towards the end of the presentation, and those questions will allow you to enter to win some great prizes. We have a $100 gift card for Amazon today, so you can do a little bit of Christmas shopping. And then we also have a Newfoundland Labrador gift basket that was so generously given to us by Tourism Newfoundland and Labrador. So lots of great prizes, and we're just so excited to be here. You probably can't see because I'm just in a little square there, but I don't know if you can see what my t-shirt says, but it says Jesus Murphy. This is my little t-shirt that I bought when I was in St. John's. It's my absolute favorite, and I have lots of fun things to share with you today. One thing I want to point out, for those of you who have just joined us for the first time, all of the video that's taken in our presentation today is amateur video. A lot of it in this particular presentation was taken by Adrienne, our marketing guru. She's amazing. So I firstly want to thank Adrienne for all of her help for joining me on this trip, as well as Jesse, who's behind the scenes, who does the PowerPoints for me. And with Adrienne, they put together this incredible PowerPoint. They're getting better and better. And I do need to tell you, because it's amateur video, it is not perfect. It is all real footage. Some of it's a little bit shaky. Some of it, the sound is not perfect. So we will send the recording out to you afterwards if you want to watch it again or share it with anyone. You can even share with your clients if you like, if you're comfortable with that. We are okay with that. So please be aware that this is all about you. We want to thank you for everything that you do for us. Today's a little bit longer presentation because there's tons of video content. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Darcie Guarderas, and I'm the Director of Business Development for Anderson Vacations. I am the luckiest person on the entire planet because this is my job. I get to work with you, the travel professionals, and I get to travel around Canada showcasing the most beautiful country in the world. And Newfoundland and Labrador are right up there in the very top for me. And I know I say that every time, but I really do love it. There's so many special things I'm going to share with you today. And we have a special guest with us today. Her name is Kathy. Kathy, if you're with us, can you put your camera on for me, please? Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
How are you today?
Great, great.
Oh, it's so nice of you to join us today. First, let me start by thanking you for all of your support. We couldn't have done this happy hour if we didn't have your support and the support of Newfoundland and Labrador tourism. We had a wonderful dinner with Kathy, and I mean, they supported us all the way through the filming of this. So thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. And I'd like to welcome everybody to Newfoundland and Labrador, this virtual version. And Anderson Vacations is a great partner to work with, and you will get to see all the great tours that they offer and for your clients. And I think you're really going to enjoy this happy hour and all the special things that Anderson Vacations can offer your clients in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Fabulous. Thank you, Kathy. And you know what, you brought up a good point. I am going to showcase some of our tours at the end of the presentation. Keep in mind, all the stuff you're going to see today can be sold as FIT, self-drives, and then we have fabulous scheduled departures. And if you're selling any kind of scheduled departures to Newfoundland with other companies, I want you to stop for a second and think about Anderson Vacations, because we have these amazing small group tours. We are the originators of small group tours in Canada, so they're very, very special. So thank you for joining us today, Kathy. I hope you enjoy today's happy hour as much as I did filming it, and I hope you'll stick around for the next little while so you can see exactly what we got up to.
Great. Thanks, Darcie.
Thank you. Okay, let's get going. Like I said, everyone, there's a lot of video content in here. So turn up your volume on your laptop, get your drink, sit back, turn off your TV, and really enjoy what we have to share with you today, because it's really fun. The most important thing is the beverage of the day. All right. For some of you, it's evening. For some of us, it's just early afternoon, but I plan to have a little nap after this, so I'm going to town. We are drinking today Gunpowder and Rose rum. Now, that's a bottle. That photo's from the distillery, and I did buy my own bottle. I may or may not have sampled it already. It's right here. It's absolutely delicious. I've shared it with a few friends. So I have my beverage right here. And I'm not going to tell you why it's called Gunpowder rum and rose rum, because you're going to hear about that in one of the videos, but it really is delicious. So I love it. Actually, I'm going to do a little toast today, a little Newfoundland toast to you. From coast to coast, we raise a toast. We love thee, Newfoundland. So cheers to you. Cheers to Newfoundland and Labrador for making this happen. Give me one sec. Absolutely delicious. I am a rum girl. I am absolutely a rum girl. Okay, so let's talk about Newfoundland. What do you think of when you think of Newfoundland? Colors? That's what I think of. Immediately, I think of the colors of Newfoundland, the brightness, the people. I know that we have the best people in the world. We have the friendliest people anywhere, absolutely all over Canada. But Newfoundland, there's something about it. These people will take you into their homes. You know, if you've heard of the different come from away from Newfoundland, from Gander. We didn't make it to Gander, but they open their hearts and they open themselves to you. And that's the best thing about, I think, Newfoundland, is the people and the history and the culture. And there's so much to explore. So this is our little trip, like this teeny tiny little piece of Newfoundland that we did. And there was so much to explore. And there's so much more that we're not even going to touch on today, but a lot of our tours do touch on those. We started in St. John's, of course, the capital, and then we actually went straight up south. So we went, north. We went to Brigus and Carbonaire, and then all the way up to Greats Cove, which was nothing like I'd ever experienced before. And then our way back down, we went to Winterton, Heart's Content, to Dildo, and then into Fairyland on our last day, and then back up into St. John's. We packed this in, I think it was 4 or 5 days, and we just had a blast. So the city of St. John's, I don't know any place in the world you can go that, it doesn't matter if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can walk into like 5 pubs in a row and there's music playing. I think I might even have a little clip here for you to hear what happened the very first night that we arrived. Like, we just randomly walk into this pub and there's music playing. Every place we went, there was music and energy, and the people next to us would ask us a question. Where are you from? They know, what are you doing here? How long are you for? Are you staying here for? So it was really, really special. So I love that. And of course, the main street is George Street. It's full of life all of the time. Now, one of the first stops that we made was Signal Hill. I'm sure you've all heard of Signal Hill before. And we also went to the Johnson Geo Center. So I'm not going to tell you too much because I do have a video, but of course, Signal Hill overlooks St. John's, which is amazing because you get these great views. And then you can see in this photograph there, the iconic Cabot Tower. And this is the most visited attraction actually in St. John's. Everybody who comes here goes here. And it is actually the site of St. John's harbor defenses in the very beginning. So this is where it was the protector of the harbor. And then of course, on the right-hand side, we've got a picture there of the Johnson Geo Center, and we've got a video here for you. So here we go, our first video. Turn it up. Like I said before, the sound isn't always perfect, but we'll send you out the recording. It wasn't the sunniest day, but it didn't matter. Even when it was raining on the days that we were there, it was spectacular. You can see the harbor down there in the front. So that's where our hotel is. Murray Premise is right down in the harbor, and it is lovely.
How amazing is this day? I'm here at the top of Signal Hill in St. John's, Newfoundland. In 1497, John Cabot discovered Newfoundland and all of the cod in the ocean behind me, which ended up becoming the livelihood for many Newfoundlanders. In 1901, Signal Hill received its first wireless signal all the way from Cornwall, England. How amazing is that?
Look at those views. It was so calm. Really, really beautiful in the harbor here, and a great place to go hiking and walking around. Like you can see, there's a lady hiking here. We walked from the bottom up, not a strenuous walk, but the views are absolutely so worth the hike up here. Or if you have anyone who has any mobility issues, you can actually drive to the top as well. The Johnson Geo Center. Now, this is like, you actually go inside, and this is for people who are like totally into science. I could see kids and families loving this. Anyone who's like really interested in that kind of thing, you go deep underground and you kind of experience the story of the earth and beyond. So I have a quick little video on this one.
Behind me is the Johnson Geo Center. It's a celebration of rocks. Simply put, rocks, and the life story of not only Newfoundland, but our entire planet. Well worth a visit.
I think this would be an amazing spot if you did student groups, and we can put together your custom groups, no problem. But if you did a student group and brought them here, they would spend hours. It is so interesting. Kids love rocks, and there's so much more than just simply rocks. Okay, so now we're talking my language here. Kitiviti Village. Now, this place is so lovely. I think I've been here 3 times now. It's like, it has a really special place in my heart. It's a little iconic fishing village. And it also is, I'm not going to give you too much information because, again, I did a video here, but artisans come in here, and it's kind of a place where they kind of grow little businesses and things. So I'll show you a little bit more about that in just one moment. But it's also a brewery, so you can come here and have their staple beer, the home of the iceberg beer, which is actually made from like 15,000-year-old icebergs. They use the water from the icebergs, and the beer comes in the blue bottles, which I don't have a bottle with me because I didn't bring one back. I had carry-on luggage, and you know how that goes. No, I didn't have carry-on because I brought back my rum, so I'm not sure why I didn't bring one back, but delicious. There's a photograph of me having one somewhere in here, but take a peek of this video at Kitiviti Brewery. Again, over the harbor. This is the iconic little fishing village. It's tiny, very pretty, and people are coming and going all of the time. So you can see where the artisans in the background
Welcome
there.
to Kitiviti Village, one of my favorite magical little spots in St. John's. It's where artisans can come, and it's sort of the incubator for new businesses. Behind me in this beautiful harbor is Kitiviti Brewing that has wonderful beer, and it's a great spot for any visitor to spend the afternoon.
Isn't it lovely? And I had the privilege of actually coming here and meeting with one of my consultant partners, and we had a beer that night. So it was really lovely, very pretty. And if you can have a beer and you can be by the ocean, I can't imagine anything that's better than that. And we didn't eat, but we were told the food was fantastic as well. Okay, so we went to the commissariat house. Now let me just get my notes because I'm getting ahead of myself here. So this is like exploring life in St. John's in like sort of the early 1800s. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about after you watch the video. I could not say commissariat. I poor Adrienne, I made her help me say it like 100,000 times. It's finally embedded in my head forever. But you're going to see a little video on this. Tell you a little bit more about it.
Even though Newfoundland is the youngest of the Canadian provinces, it is steeped in history. Behind me, the Commissariat House, built between 1818 and 1820, was the home of the supply officer for the British Army. You can wander through and see all of the historical items and how people lived during that time. Did you know that Newfoundland and Labrador are larger than all of the other Atlantic provinces put together? And did you know that there are 2 time zones here as well? Of course, Newfoundland is known for the cod, but the national bird for Newfoundland is the puffin. And this beautiful carving done by Vince Jones, and it's in the park by the government house, is spectacular.
Isn't that beautiful? This carving is amazing. And Vince Jones, he started carving when he was like 17 years old, and he was inspired by everything that was Newfoundland. So everything he saw as he traveled was the inspiration for what he created as art. So he's a local artist from Newfoundland. Okay, we also stopped at the Rooms, and this is Newfoundland and Labrador's largest public cultural space. So this is where they have all kinds of records, historic records and things, and it's the home to the majority of the artifacts and the art in St. John's. It is really beautiful. They have a lovely cafe with lots of local food served here. It's a must stop. It's an educational stop, but it's also cultural, and there's all kinds of historic things. So really worthwhile to stop at the Rooms and make it part of your itinerary or your client's itinerary. Okay, so this was super fun. This was not the first time I've been screeched in. It was the second time, but it was the most fun ever. The place that we were going to go to was actually not open the day that we were going. There's a place called the Screech Room. We were not able to go there. Where we did get screeched in though, pay attention, is Christian's Pub on George Street. So this was at Christian's Pub. I was kind of glad the other place wasn't open because we had an absolute blast here. The gentleman in the photograph, I am actually behind the bar with him, was unbelievable. I've never met anyone like him before. There was probably 30 people, maybe 25 people in this room, and he asked each one of us our names one time. Then he did the entire ceremony, and at the end of the ceremony, he addressed each one of us by our names. We were completely blown away. It is truly like one of the most unique experiences. And if you go to Newfoundland, you have to get screeched in. If you're not a drinker, they will give you a non-alcoholic version, because there was a few people there who didn't drink. I went for the real stuff, but it was super fun. I think we even have a video of this. And this is where the video goes a bit wonky. Forgive it. Look at him. He's got his little hat on. People are having fun. The energy is amazing. It's the middle of the afternoon.
I'm proud to be an islander. Here's the reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves wash the sands. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland.
Okay, this is it.
Okay. Okay. Are we good? Out of our glasses, let's drink be merry, but that's to refrain. We may or may not ever all be here again. Up the lips, over the gums. Look out, Colin. Here it comes. Touch your back.
Salute. Cheers.
Okay, now.
So delicious, so worthwhile, so much fun. I could have spent the entire afternoon there. I must admit that wasn't the only beverage I had, because once you get going, you can't stop. It was so fun. Our next stop was Cape Spear. Now, Cape Spear is the most eastern point in Canada. It's the oldest surviving lighthouse in Canada as well. So you can see that I'm leaning against that. And it offers a glimpse, this area, into the lives of the 19th century lighthouse keeper and his family that lived here. So really, really interesting. You can take a peek here at this video. It is so beautiful, serene. I think there's good sound on this one. Isn't it lovely?
Welcome to Cape Spear, the most easterly point in all of Canada. A great place to go if you're looking to see humpback whales, because the nutrients in this water from the biodiversity with the warm water meeting the cold water creates the perfect environment for the whales, as well as many other birds and wildlife that flock to this area.
Oops, I was going to talk. Okay, so I was absolutely hoping that there would definitely be, oh, this is longer than I thought, a whale jumping up behind me. But we did walk up all those stairs, lots of stairs to the top. So keep that in mind for people who have mobility issues. There are a few stairs here. Maybe I could ask Kathy at the end of the presentation if there's another way up there, because I don't recall that there was. Okay, so Newfoundland Chocolate Company. Oh my goodness. Actually, you can see on the chocolates on the right-hand side, the chocolate bars, that's where I got my t-shirt. This t-shirt here, in case you didn't see it earlier, it says Jesus Murphy on it. I got it at the chocolate shop. I could have spent the entire day. Adrian and I went in here and we were like, we had our wallets open as soon as we walked inside because it was so incredible. Absolutely delicious. You could smell the chocolate when you pulled up in the parking lot and we knew we were in the right place. It was awesome. And here's a quick little montage of that.
Welcome to this little piece of heaven, the Newfoundland Chocolate Company. It has a chocolate fountain and all kinds of wonderful goodies. I loaded up. It's a must stop for guests coming to St. John's. Incredible.
Look at the chocolate fountains. Look at that. And those continually go all day long because they're constantly dipping chocolates and so on. We spent more time than we should have in the Newfoundland Chocolate Factory, but well worth it for gifts and little things for yourself. It was amazing. Okay, let's see how we're doing for time. Not bad. 2:21. Okay. Brigus, Newfoundland. I had not heard of this place before. It is absolutely lovely. It's about 1 hour outside of St. John's. Right there on the right-hand side, you see the photograph of the Hawthorne Cottage National Historic Site. This is where you can retrace the daring exploits of Captain Bob Bartlett. He was the commander of more than 20 Arctic voyages in the early to mid 20th century. And all of his artifacts and things are inside this house from his family and from the voyages. So it's really interesting. And I think there's actually a video here. Let me just see. There we go. You can see the video moving on the left-hand side. Little tiny community. It was so cute. But unfortunately, when we were there that day, there was a water outage. They had no water at all in the community. And so we wanted to stay and eat in a little restaurant there, and we couldn't because it was closed. But when we left, we were desperate to go back, because it was so peaceful. And everyone you walked by said hello, and it just felt like we were home when you visited Brigus. It was absolutely lovely. Okay, and then we stopped at Cupid's Cove Plantation, which is the oldest settlement, English settlement in Canada. And in 2021, they actually found a coin here, a rare English coin, dating back to the 1400s. So there's tons of history here. There's an archaeological dig for your clients who are interested in that kind of thing. I didn't know that I was interested in that until I went there. And this time we were there, there wasn't anyone there because we kind of went off season. But during the prime season, there are normally people there who are doing the dig, and they're more than willing to have a conversation with you. And I can only recall bits and pieces of the conversation I had the last time I was there, but it was fascinating. I did not want to leave. So this is really, really interesting as well. Now, we ended up taking this little detour that wasn't on our itinerary out to Mad Rock. And there's a cafe here. And the recipe that we always provide at the end of the presentation is from here, because we had these, absolutely delicious lunch. Oh my goodness, I should have ran 2 miles after I ate that lunch because it was so good. But I think there's a video here as well, so you can see the ocean. Excuse me, there's great hiking trails here near Bay Roberts. So we walked out here and it was lovely. A little bit of a breeze off the ocean.
Just a few potholes on the road back from Mad Rock.
this blew me away because this is actually a place where people go to hike, but there were so many potholes, which they didn't stop us or slow us down or anything. Well, they slowed us down a bit, but it was really cool. I was like, holy cow, there's a ton of potholes holes here, but incredible views and well worth the drive out there. And to stop at the Mad Rock Cafe, super cute. And the lady who ran it was so lovely. Okay, now we're going to one of my favorite places, Newfoundland Distillery Company. Now that is where this came from, this rum. And you know what? I forgot to mention that not only did the owner, Peter, give me this bottle, I didn't have to buy it. I was planning on it. He also gave me a bottle of gin, which I have not cracked open yet. I did taste it when I was there. So that's coming up at Christmas time. I'll be opening that up when my family's here. So let's take a peek at the Newfoundland Distillery Company. Again, if you can't hear very well, turn your volume up. Don't worry, we will send this recording out to you as well.
Guess where we are? One of my favorite things to do. We're at the Newfoundland Distillery Company. We're here to do a tasting, see all these yummy different kinds of gin, rum, vodka. So I'm going to take you on a little journey to taste with me, and I'll give you some descriptions about exactly what I'm tasting.
Now, we had some sound with Peter, who was walking us through, but it was just so noisy because of all the equipment. But we actually had a tour. There's no guarantee that every one of your guests is going to get this tour. If you talk sweet or they talk sweet to Peter, they might. But we went through the entire process, which was really interesting.
Kayla, welcome to the Newfoundland Distillery Company. We're here in Clark's Beach. I'll tell you a little bit about our tasting. Today we're going to taste rhubarb vodka, flavored with local honey and local rhubarb, of course. Get this color from partridge berries. Next, we'll try our seaweed gin, which is probably our most popular spirit. It has seaweed, savory from Mount Thio, and juniper. And the last one we'll taste is gunpowder and rose rum. This one is super unique. Gunpowder, traditionally in the British Navy, was sprinkled on rum and lit to prove to the soldiers that it was real rum and they weren't getting ripped off. So that's where we got our name from. We mimic the gunpowder taste with charred birch and sea salt, and then we add wild Newfoundland roses for some flavor.
Perfect.
I hope you enjoy them.
Okay, so we are going to start with the rhubarb flavored vodka. You're supposed to taste it neat first. Oh, it smelled yummy. Oh, I could totally drink that straight. And then they gave me some ice to try it with a little bit of ice and a little bit of elderberry. Let's see. Make it fancy. Oh, that's amazing. That's a keeper. But I really want to try gunpowder and rose rum because it's super unique. Let's see what that one tastes like. Disclaimer, we have a driver after this, so I won't be driving to the next stop. I'm a rum girl. I do love rum. Ooh, that's really unique. I'm going to buy a bottle of that for sure. Delicious. Your guests have to stop here at the Newfoundland Distillery Company. Well worth it.
This is not far from Brigus, like really, really close. And there's beautiful views. Like we don't have a video of the actual tasting room where you can sit. It's beautiful. And as she mentioned, I don't know if you heard her say, they actually, with the British Army, they used to use the gunpowder to make sure that the rum was real. So they actually poured a little bit of rum on top of the gunpowder, and then they'd light it on fire. And then if it didn't light, they knew that it was watered down and they were getting ripped off. So that's why they mimic that flavor. So it's really unique. I love it. I could totally drink it straight, but I have work to do today, so I'm not going to do that. But really a lovely stop. Okay, this place, does anyone remember the movie Waking Ned Devine? I remember it, and it was like a low budget, one of the best movies I've ever seen. I think it was set in Ireland or somewhere. I don't know, but it was like super amazing movie about a guy who finds a lottery ticket or has a lottery ticket. Anyways, look up Waking Ned Devine, one of the best movies ever. This was exactly what I pictured where he lived, Ned Devine. It was quaint. It was cute. We arrived late at night in the dark. We had no idea where we were going. Our GPS wasn't working, and we found this place. We did stay overnight there. The accommodation there right now, there is a place that people can stay, but it's more like a home, and it's not trade ready. But it's getting trade ready. They're working on it. We met this incredible couple, Courtney and Terrence. I love a good love story, and they met when they were teaching English, I believe, in Korea. So on the right-hand side, see that Korean pancake? They made that first for breakfast. Oh, like how can anything taste as good as this Korean pancake? And I'm going to make this. I keep forgetting, but I'm going to make this. This little place is well worth a drive. So we're going to include these in our self-drive itineraries, because to go up here and just really relax and see the beautiful ocean. This couple, she's from the United States and he's from Canada, but they met far away. They ended up settling here and having a daughter and living in this area because they love it so much. And they just value the sense of community so much. And you feel that when you come here. So they have a little restaurant. You've got to stop in this little restaurant and have lunch with them. You can just pop in there. Like such a special moment, probably one of the most special moments from the entire trip. Okay, so Spirit of Harbor Grace. This is about an hour from St. John's. This is like the aircraft that literally changed the world. I do believe we have a video.
I'd like to introduce you to Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean on May 20th in 1932. We're here in Harbor Grace, which was the first place in Canada that was really the heart of aviation for years to come.
I kept calling it Grace Harbor. I could not get that out of my mind. Poor Adrienne kept saying Harbor Grace, Harbor Grace. It's really cute here, and it was super cool to see this monument. Very interesting. Then we went to see the Wooden Boat Museum in Heart's Content station, Cable Station National Historic Site. So again, tons of history. Everything to do with Newfoundland is about boats, and I mean the history of the boating there, and it's going here is well worth it again. And we have a great video from both of these places, so I do play them back to back, so hopefully they'll come through on your screen here. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything as far. Okay, so each one of these boats, I should tell you, is a snapshot into the lives of Newfoundlanders. So there's a story behind each boat. And in this particular place, this gentleman, you just got to see this video he's so lovely. I had a huge crush on him. And then after speaking with him, I'm like, I could build a boat. I could build a boat and go crabbing off the pier here in Nanaimo. I could do that.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is two plywood boats. They're same shape model, and they're part of a project that we started last fall. So over the years of teaching boating, because that's what the shop is, I teach. It's not a production shop. We don't build boats as in the business of opening and selling. We are in the business of heritage and workshops to teach people how to build boats and what boats are all about.
Isn't that interesting? So this is about teaching people. So if, they've got people who come in and say, I've always wanted to build a boat. I'm too scared to build it by myself. I don't really know what I'm doing. And this amazing gentleman will help them, teach them, and then work through the process of building their own boat. So at the end of it, they can be proud enough to say, I built this boat with the help of a little bit of direction, but really, really cool thing to do. And there's people from all over the world who come here to build their own boat, which is super cool. And there's generations like father, son who build boats together. What a great, great thing. Now, this is the Heart's Content Cable Station. The video pretty much explains it all, so I'll just jump right into the video.
I find myself in Heart's Content, Newfoundland. Why is it called Heart's Content? Because the harbor is shaped like a heart. And what makes this place so special? This museum, the Cable Museum, it is the site of the first successful transatlantic cable, which makes Heart's Content the origin of communication worldwide.
Did you see how I emphasized successful? We had a guide here that was phenomenal. And, when they laid the cable, it wasn't like they laid the cable and it worked the first time. It did not work the first time. They had a very wealthy entrepreneur who funded this and tried and tried and tried. And I think even went bankrupt at one point. And maybe someone else had to step in. I can't remember all the details. I'm not good at details, but it was really interesting. And yeah, definitely worth your while. And the equipment, it was like literally stepping back in time. Like, wow. And they preserved everything so well. And the tour guide was phenomenal. Okay, so this is one of our best-selling products to our guests who do a self-drive itinerary when they're going to Newfoundland, because they get to go to the Fairyland Lighthouse, and everybody wants to go here. It's a bit of a hike. You can park there, but we actually have a package that we include in our larger packages for self-drives, and it's literally one of our best-selling, and people come back and rave about this. So if you were to ask us for a self-drive itinerary, we would automatically include this. If your guest didn't want it, we could take it out, but trust me, they want it. And there's a little video here.
So it may not be the best weather today, but that's okay. We're having our Fairyland Lighthouse picnic in the car. We're having a car party overlooking these incredible views. And in the distance, we can see the lighthouse. So it's a perfect afternoon, even with the rain. Cheers.
So you can see the lighthouse is out there in the distance, and it's a bit of a walk. And there were people who actually did it that day, even though it was raining. But we had the rest of the day, and so we just didn't want to be wet for the rest of the day because we had more stuff to do. But it was really lovely, and I can imagine on a sunny, beautiful day, taking your picnic out to the lighthouse and having your picnic right there. And I got to tell you, this like that would look like just a sandwich. That was not just a sandwich. That was like the best sandwich ever. And then we had these little carrot cake desserts, and you get a beverage, I think it was like a pop or whatever, juice or whatever. It was so fun. And even though we were just in the car, we had a lovely, lovely time. So your guests will love it. Like, we've got to include that in those itineraries. Okay, so then we hit another brewery called the Dildo Brewing Company. And there's a picture of what we had for lunch here. Again, it was a bit rainy here, but really, really cute, lovely, overlooking the ocean, and a great stop on any self-drive itinerary. Even in our groups, we would definitely take a group here if you did a custom group with us. And I'm pretty sure our escorted tours are going to make a stop here as well, because it's a pretty unique place, as you can tell by the name. Oh, wait, I have a video there. Hold on a second. Let me back up. So sorry. There is a video here. So you can see the view from the brewery. You can look out. So it's directly on the ocean. Again, not the sunniest day, but most times it is quite lovely there. So there we go. Okay, this is all food that we actually consumed while we were there. On the right-hand side, see those scallops? They're in this lemon herb cream sauce. Adrienne and I shared that, and I think that was a bad idea because I didn't want to share after all. It was so, so, so good. When I first arrived, I went to the Yellow Belly, and actually there's a place in the bottom of the Yellow Belly restaurant in St. John's called, I think it's called the Underbelly. And it's like a speakeasy, step back in time. I met all these people, and I chatted. I was going there for one beer, and I ended up staying for more than one beer. It was so fun. And on the left-hand side, that's a salmon risotto. Oh, so clearly seafood is at the heart of everything in Newfoundland, as it should be. Lots of great fish. Fantastic. Okay, let's see how we're doing for time here. I just have to move my little bar here. There we go. Okay, so we did good. We're at 2:37. Let me just see. Adrienne sent me a message. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, we're good. Let's talk a bit about our escorted tours. One of the things that keeps happening when I walk into agencies is I hear people booking escorted tours now for this summer coming up for 2023 summer. We are busy. Some of our tours are getting full. And I walk into agencies and I hear them talking about other companies. And that's okay, but I really want you to take the time to have a look at our fully escorted product. We have small group tours. This is one of our tours of distinction to Newfoundland, a 14-day ultimate Newfoundland. Look at that itinerary on the left-hand side. This is actually a photograph of one of our groups that went this year. We're getting rave reviews from our tours that are coming back from Newfoundland and all over Canada. So please consider Anderson Vacations. Don't forget us for fully escorted tours and custom tours should you have groups that want to create their own tour. Or if you want to escort a tour, we can work out what's it called? A credit for you to travel with them. We also have these 2 departures in July, August, September, and then July, August, and August for the Newfoundland Discovery, which is a shorter Newfoundland tour. But our 22 Maritime Mosaic and Newfoundland is our best-selling tour. You can break that tour up and do just the rest of Eastern Canada and then Newfoundland separately. But why would you? Why would clients travel that far and not see all of the Maritimes? Because every single part is spectacular. So make sure you reach out to our team, go to our website, check it out. The questions are coming momentarily. Don't forget, as I mentioned, we have Newfoundland FIT packages. So fully customizable. What do your clients want? Don't forget what your job is as a travel professional. Your job is to qualify your clients. Let us do all the heavy lifting. You ask them where they're going, why they want to go. Number one question, why are you going there? When you ask someone why, they're going to tell you things that, that they probably hadn't thought of telling you before. And we can build our itinerary. What if they're going there to find out about their own family heritage, their own cultural background? Let's create an itinerary that's built specifically customized for them. So we can do accommodation, attractions, transfers, car rentals, all of that stuff. Speaking of car rentals, it's getting better all the time. It really is getting better with car rentals. I do know that the car rental companies are starting to restock their fleets. And I have been told that by 2023 summer, they will be at almost normal levels. From last summer, 2022, oh my goodness, it was almost impossible to get a car anywhere in Atlantic Canada, not just Newfoundland. And they're trying to rectify that. So very, very important. Here's your recipe. This is a tauten, a deep fried tauten. Oh, this is like, we had this at the Mad Rock Cafe. And actually Adrian had this the first night when we got there. She had it with molasses, which I believe is traditional, but I had it with, I think we both had it with syrup. This is like a piece of heaven. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was so, so amazing. I can't even remember what else I had with it because this was so delicious. This recipe is going to be sent out to you in an email. So if you want to try this, take a picture and let me know, because I am going to make this. I might even make this Sunday because I have a house full of guests coming. So I might make this Sunday for breakfast. It's a lunch meal. It's a dinner thing. It's a little bit of everything. There I am with an iceberg beer with Aggie. We're at Kitty Vitty. Here are the questions. Please take a look at these questions. If you have a phone and you want to take a picture of them. Where was I screeched in? Do you remember I mentioned which pub I was screeched in? Not the one that was closed, but the one I ended up going to. That was amazing. Question number 2. What kind of rum did I love from the Newfoundland distillery? Well, that's an easy one. I've showed you it at least 3 or 4 times. And what is Cape Spear known for? I mentioned a few things that it's really, really well known for. You could win a lovely Newfoundland and Labrador gift basket or a $100 Amazon gift card. Now, give me 1 second. Guess what? We have a promo on. I'm so glad that Adrian just nudged me to tell you about. Our Black Friday promo is reduction to $100 per person deposit from 18th of November. So starting tomorrow, 18th of November to the 28th of November, $100 reduced deposit for your guests. So please go to the website and check out all of the different promotions that we have on there. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to come back to the slide and leave it up there for the questions, but I have a few more things I want to show you before I let you go. I do see some questions coming into the question and answer box. The chat, I will look at the chat afterwards, so please feel free to put any comments, thoughts, questions. If you want a happy hour somewhere else in the world, that we travel to, let me know. We really value what you have to say. We do have downloadable brochures, quick access, and PDFs. If you want to send a PDF to your clients, then you can go to the website and download those PDFs and send them to your clients. Rather than just sending them the whole brochure, we want the booking to come through you, the travel consultant, because we love you to bits. Okay. Clearly, most of you have signed up to our travel agent portal, but just in case you were sent the invitation and not from us, but from a colleague, and you have not signed up, go to the website, Anderson Vacations, andersonvacation.com or andersonvacations.ca will direct you to .com. And then go to the agent login. You can sign in there, and that's where you'll find out about exciting things like promos, upcoming FAMs, be invited to these happy hours, and so on. I haven't told you about our next happy hour. I'll do that in just a second. So please go and sign up to find out and get all of these updates there. Before I say thank you, I'm going to go back to that slide with the questions for those of you who might have missed it. Our next happy hour. Now, we have not had a Christmas happy hour since 2019, I think. So we are putting together a Christmas happy hour. I hope that you all can join us, because if you've been to ours before, you know they're very, very special. I once again want to thank not only Kathy Anderson. By the way, I didn't point out that Kathy Anderson, there's no coincidence there. No, it is a coincidence. Her last name is Anderson. It works perfectly with us. Kathy, for not only supporting this trip and this happy hour, but for the Newfoundland and Labrador gift basket that she so generously is providing. And we from Anderson Vacations are providing a $100 Amazon gift card for Christmas shopping. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. I do truly value your opinions, your thoughts. I love getting your emails afterward. They are my gasoline that keeps me going to do more and more of these happy hours. If you want to see more, tell us and we'll keep doing them. But thank you again for your time. If we didn't answer a question, we will reach out to you afterwards to answer your questions. We've been 45 minutes roughly, so a little bit shorter than I anticipated, which is great. And I'll leave these questions on here. But once again, thank you guys for your support. To get this kind of number of consultants coming out, I know you're busy. I cannot believe the number that we brought out once again today. And we'll keep you posted on the date for the Christmas one. So thank you so much. I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I will leave these on my screen and maybe even put a little bit of music back on for you to enjoy. I noticed Celine put a comment in there about how much she enjoyed the music. So thanks, everyone. See you soon. Take care. Bye now.